Okay, guys? Let's start. Okay, before we start, okay? Topic is inheritance right now. When we talk about inheritance, supposedly, what comes first in your mind when we talk about inheritance? Is it money? Because inheritance Usually when you say inheritance, those are the wealth that you actually get it from your parents or your whoever's gonna leave you their last will and testament stating that they give you this inheritance, so on and so forth. Okay, but I'm not talking about that inheritance, okay? Partly it's actually the same. Okay, same meaning. You inherit something. But this time, the inheritance that I am talking about is something to do with biological system. So meaning these are traits, characteristics, physical features that you actually inherit from your parents. So both sides. You have from your mom and you have from your dad. Okay, now when we talk about inheritance, okay, we usually talk about the cell. Okay, the cell, specifically what organelle? What organelle do you think when we talk about inheritance? What organelle of the cells is the main character of this? Sean?
When we talk about what was that? Just another question.
When we talk about inheritance, we talk about cell. What particular organelle of the cell is actually in line or incorporated when we talk about now inheritance?
Chromosomes.
Is chromosome an organelle? Kevin, do you agree with John? Is
Nucleus.
chromosome an organelle?
The nucleus.
Again, Kevin, can you make it a little bit clearer?
Nucleus.
Okay, we're talking about now the nucleus. So let's start there. I'm going to share you my screen. Can you see my screen, guys? Okay, there you go. Wait, let's admit Danish. Okay, when we talk about inheritance, the main organelle who actually is actually a main character when we talk about inheritance is actually your nucleus. Okay, we all know that nucleus, so on and so forth. The first function is actually to assess or actually to accommodate or for cell activity. But it also has its second function. Okay, its second function is actually it contains what? Genetic materials. Genetic materials that can be passed down from one generation to another generation. So now, when we talk about nucleus, your nucleus actually contains all genetic materials that you inherited from your parents. 50% or 50 of it from your dad, 50 of it from your mom. So, we're talking about now your genetic composition. Okay, let's continue. Now, usually, how many chromosomes do you have? Actually, it's already posted there. You have 23 pairs. Okay, if you're gonna answer me 23, you need to put the pairs. Do not just simply tell me 23. Okay, or that will be incorrect. Because if it's 23, it's just 23. Okay, if you're gonna answer me 23, you need to put the pairs. Am I clear? So 23 pairs or 46 chromosomes. Now, if you're gonna use the 46 one, no need for you to actually put the pairs. Because if you say 46 pairs now, that's a lot. Okay, I don't think you are a human being. Okay, now again, you have 23 pairs of chromosomes. Each chromosomes, or actually half of it, because it's pair, 23 came from your dad, 23 came from your mom. So in total, you have 46. Now, each of these chromosomes is made up of a special molecule called DNA. Okay, last time we've already talked about what a DNA is. DNA is the blueprint of life, meaning whatever is in that DNA is actually replicated to you. But this time, it's 50. 50 from your mom, 50 from your dad. And your DNA stands for deoxyribonucleic acid. Is that clear? Now, if you cannot memorize or write the correct spelling for deoxyribonucleic acid, better stick with DNA. Unless the question is asking you, what does DNA stands for? Okay? But if it's just in general, asking you that DNA should be the answer, you can just simply write DNA to avoid complications. Am I clear? Again, I'm going to repeat. Okay? Inside your cell is a nucleus. The nucleus now contains genetic materials that is actually being passed down from one generation to another generation. That's why you have those genetic components. Okay, then again, I will repeat, not all came from one parent because during reproductive system, we talk about asexual and sexual. Since human being or any vertebrate animal is done sexually, so it actually possesses now 52 parents. So your DNA or your genetic component will come from 50 from your mom and 50 from your dad. Is that clear? Do you have a question so far? None. If none, okay. Can you see this? Can you see my arrow? Okay,
Yes.
see this. Okay, this is the nucleus, right? There is your chromosomes. We're gonna take that chromosomes out to make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so you would see what is inside. Okay, when you remove that, take it out, or you say, look at it under a microscope, it will look like this. Okay, but in actually, you cannot see a DNA or a chromosome under the microscope because it's too small unless it is already in cell division. So I will repeat, you can only actually see your chromosomes under a microscope during cell division because during cell division, they become short and become fat. So they now become visible. But when it is not in cell division phase, you cannot actually see it. Question so far. Now, if you remove that one, that thing over there, okay, and you put it there under the microscope, what will you see is like this. It looks like an X. Okay, technically it looks like an X. So there you go. One like that and another like that. Now, inside your chromosomes, okay, so your nucleus, inside the nucleus is the chromosomes. Inside the chromosome is now a special substance that you call DNA. Okay, where is that? There you go. Can you see the red one? Those are your DNA. And if you can see, it's actually double helix. Okay, 2, double let's see, there you go. It's crisscrossing like a helicase, like a stair, right? So you have that going, that going, that going, that going, that one strand. And the opposite of that going there, there. That's another strand. So you have, or inside your chromosomes is a double helix of DNA. Am I clear? Do you have a question so far? We were gonna repeat, inside the nucleus is where your chromosomes are located. Or should I say, inside the cell, you have a nucleus. Inside the nucleus is there because it contains genetic components. Genetic components coming from what? From your parents. Okay, since you are sexually reproduced, you have 2 parents. So 50 coming from your dad, 50 coming from your mom. Is that clear? Do you have a question? If none, okay, let's remove this one. I'm going to remove now the red thing out of that. Okay, it will actually look like this. Or not yet, It will actually look like this. There you go. So there's now the double helix. Okay, but then again, let's have a review again. There you go. Your chromosomes, your genes, and your DNA. So inside the nucleus is the chromosomes. The chromosomes now contains genes. The genes now contains a special substance that you call DNA. Is that clear? Okay, I sounded like a broken record already, so I don't think you will ever forget what I am talking about. Am I clear? One more, I will repeat. You have your cell. Inside your cell is a nucleus. Now, your nucleus now contains your genetic materials. Or whatever, the colors of your eyes, so on and so forth, characteristics, so on and so forth. Now, inside that chromosomes is a gene. Okay, now that gene contains a special substance that you call DNA. So, if ever you're gonna marry one day, okay, 50% of that will go to your kid and another 50 coming from your spouse. Am I clear? Do you have a question? Are you sure none? Okay, if none, let's continue now. There you go. Okay, so from there, we removed it. There. Okay. So the red thing, we removed it. We took it apart. Okay, that is bio, that is science, taking apart of everything. Okay, we're like mechanics. Okay, then there you go. Okay, question so far. Now again, double helix. Okay, 2 strands wrap around together. So that this is the first one. Okay, follow the arrow. That's the first one. Then from there, going up, that's the second one. So it looks like a what? A helicase. This time, it's a double helix. Okay, when you actually identify what a DNA is, you can actually put it's a double helix. Or a DNA consists of 2 strands wrapped into a double helix. Am I clear? Question so far. That is not the only component of your DNA. Okay? It's not just being simply double helix. So there you go. That's your DNA. Okay? It doesn't end there. Okay? Let's actually discuss this in full detail. Okay? There you go. The 2 strands. Okay? I'll just remove your pictures because it's blocking my view. There you go. Okay, now, as I have said that I have stated a while ago, DNA consists of 2 strands wrap around or wrap into a double helix. Okay, you already know where the strands are. Okay, so this one and this one are your strands. This and this, the blue thing, that one, not this one. Okay, because it doesn't look like a helix when you pointed out this one. So this one is the strand. Okay, now, these 2 strands now, these 2 strands are linked together by pairs of bases. Okay, you call them as bases. So this is now what I'm talking about. See this? The red and the blue and the red, the green and the orange. Can you see it? It's also here again. Red and blue, green and orange, orange and green. So that's your pair of bases. Now, your pair of bases, they have a name. Then you just simply call them bases. Okay, they have a name. So I stated 4, right? So you have the 4 bases known as adenine, thymine, cytosine, and guanine. Now, if you're going to pronounce it as adenine, thymine, cytosine, guanine, okay, I will accept it as long as your spelling is correct. Okay, we're not English. I am not after for the pronunciation. Okay, so make sure your spelling is actually correct. So again, what are the 4 bases? You have the adenine, the thymine, the cytosine, and the guanine. Okay, question so far. They are being represented by letters. Okay, because I do not know what with science, they always like to what? Shortcut things. Probably because the spelling is hard, or the word is actually long. Okay, that's a possibility. Now, these 4 bases is actually being represented by letters. So, most of the time, you're not gonna see adenine, thymine, cytosine, guanine written like that. Okay? So, your adenine is actually represented by a letter A. Your thymine is represented by a letter T. Your cytosine is represented by letter C. And your guanine is represented by the letter G. So meaning the first letter of the word actually represents the bases. Am I clear? Do you have a question so far? Questions, guys? You are awfully quiet. Okay, why are you awfully quiet? Are you nervous? Okay, we're just discussing. We're just discussing. Okay. Okay. Now, again, you don't have a question, being represented by the first letter of the word. Now, when I say pairs of bases, so meaning, what do I mean when I say pairs of bases, Gavin? When I say pairs of bases, what do I mean by that?
Like together?
Together. So meaning they have a partner. Okay, that's why look, it's being represented by 2 colors. One blue, 1 red, or 1 green, 1 orange. So they come in pairs. So they have a partner. Okay, so they do not stand alone. That's why it's called pairs of bases. Now, this is now their partner. Okay? Adenine is always paired with thymine, and cytosine is always paired with guanine. Am I clear? So A with T and C with G. Now, when we go to replication, okay, they already replicated and go to transcription, so on and so forth. One of them will change into uracil. Okay, but do not think about it that for now. That will be discussed in a separate topic. But for now, this actually comes in pair bases. You have the adenine and thymine, cytosine, and guanine. Am I clear? Do you have a question? So you are now complete. You have the 2 strands. Okay, there you go. 2 strands, or your DNA is consists of 2 strands. Okay, formed like a double helix. Now, the one that actually holds or attach or put together those 2 strands, because they cannot stand on their own and remove the bases, it will fall apart. So what actually links them together is the bases. Again, how many bases do you have? You have 4. Okay, can you kindly mention one, Kayton? Kayton, one only. Can you name one of the bases that I am talking about?
Oh. CCG? What is that?
No. I'm just asking. Name. There are 4 bases, right? Can you give me one? Adenine. Okay, another one, Sean?
Cytosine.
Okay, another one. Is Danish already here? Because you've been in and out. Danish? So I know that you... Okay, and another one, last one, Angel? Okay, those are the 4 bases. Am I clear? And they always comes in pairs. So adenine with thymine and cytosine with guanine. Am I clear? Do you have a question so far before we continue? Questions? None? Are you sure none? Okay, if none, there you go. As I have said, they are being represented by that one. Okay, A for adenine, T for thymine, C for cytosine, and G for guanine. Am I clear? So partner, oh. So as if they are married. A is married to T and C is married to G. Am I clear? You cannot separate them unless you are now going to protein synthesis, because one of them will actually change to uracil. So it will become U now. Okay? Questions so far? None? If none, let's continue. Okay, now, they say that DNA molecules form a complete set of instructions, so on and so forth. Okay? Then there you go. Okay? We again remove, erase, then there you go. What are now the characteristics of that? Okay, the bases. Okay, one. After they have the double helix, you know now the base pairing. Okay, which one is paired to which one? Now, when you read this, you read them in threes or triplets. That's why there you go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and so on and so forth. Okay, so you do not read them as just simply A and T, C and G. Okay, or C and G, A and T. When you read this, the bases are read in threes or triplets. What else? Each triplet now codes for a particular amino acid. So meaning when you read these 3, okay, all together of them, there is a code or you are coding for a specific amino acid. Okay, it will be further explained when we reach protein synthesis. Okay, but for now, okay, besides they contain double helix, okay, your DNA contains double helix, they are being linked by bases, okay, being paired by another base, and they are being read in threes or triplets. Now, when you read now these three, each of these triplet codes for a particular amino acid. Do you even know what is an amino acid? Timothy, what's an amino acid?
It's used for making proteins.
Give me another one. Another one. Who else? Wait.
Yes.
Kevin?
Amino acid is an organic molecule that is made up of basic amino group.
Or you could just simply state that the unit for your protein is actually your amino acid. Okay, but I'm not saying Kevin is incorrect. Kevin is correct. To make it a little bit simpler, unit of your protein is your amino acid. So meaning, one amino acid is attached to another amino acid, attached to another amino acid, you now create a protein. Or so on, you will learn terminology such as polypeptides, so on and so forth, but that will be discussed in a different topic. Question so far? None? If none, again, each of these three, when you read these trees or triplets, okay, they actually code for a particular amino acid. Okay? Question so far? None? And then there you go. Before I even push the slide, there you go. Don't forget that proteins are made up of your amino acid. So, as I have said to Kevin a while ago, basic unit of your protein is amino acid. Okay, question so far. So the triplets of bases is cytosine, cytosine, thymine. Am I clear? Okay, again, it will be further explained. If you are confused for now, it will be further explained when we reach protein synthesis. Do you have a question? Questions? Okay, again, I may sound again a broken record. These are the strands. 2. Wrap around. Okay, it's like a double helix. Then they comprises of 4 bases. The adenine, thymine, cytosine, and guanine. And they are paired. Okay, they have a partner. Okay, adenine to thymine, cytosine to guanine. But when you read this, okay, you read them in bases, not in partners. You read them with what? Trees or triplets. Okay, so when you're going to read this portion of this, it's cytosine, cytosine, thymine. Am I clear? Or just simply CCT. Okay, do you have a question so far? Questions? Okay, then there you go. Okay, so 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. And this codes for a particular amino acid. Questions so far? Questions? If none, let's continue now. Okay, they say since there are only about 20 different amino acids, actually there I think it's 22. Okay, but in here, since there are only about 20 different amino acids that makes up all the protein chains, now the different bases or triplet combinations are more than sufficient because there are 20. Okay. Again, I will further explain this in full detail when we reach protein synthesis. Question so far? Now, every time a cell divides, all the DNA in the nucleus must be copied exactly. Even before cell division happens, the DNA already copied. Okay, so when they divide now, it's already been copied. Okay? Like when you actually erase something, do you delete something or do you throw something that is important that you do not have a copy? No, you do not do that. So before you destroy something, before you throw something, or before you change something, you have a copy of it. The same with your DNA. Even before the cell divides, it has already been copied during the cell cycle. Okay? Questions so far? Questions? If not, let's continue. Now, they say occasionally a mistake may occur. Okay, nobody's perfect. Okay, even your body, they actually made mistakes. Okay, that's why certain diseases reappear. Certain diseases are actually they're present in your blood, in your genes. Okay, because nobody's perfect. Okay, unless you're God. Okay, even your computer makes a mistake. It has a glitch. Okay, don't tell me, no, it doesn't make a mistake. When you type something, it's there. No. Sometimes it has glitch. And when there's a glitch, there's a problem. So meaning, nobody's perfect. The same with your body, even though it's awesome, it's amazing, okay, it can do a lot of things beyond, okay, so on and so forth. It actually made mistakes from time to time, okay? Now, what do I meant by that one, okay? When you say protein synthesis, they code for a certain something, okay? But when the bases are put in a wrong order, okay, you have now a problem. Okay, yes. Okay, they may result in a different coding or different sequencing. Okay? Like for example, when you sing alphabet A, B, C, D, E, F, G, what's the next with G? What's the next with G, Sean? He's gonna sing. Okay, when you put now letter H replacing, when you put now letter Z replacing letter H, is it the same?
No.
No, the same here. Okay, when you actually when something happened and the order is not in order, it would be chaotic. Okay, there will be now consequences to that. And once, okay, a wrong basis is put or it's not actually in order, okay, the sequence of amino acid may change. Therefore, a different protein will be made. And you call that as mutation. Okay? Not exactly as harsh as your X-Men. That is a different mutation. Okay? What I'm now talking about here is mutation on your genetic component. Okay, again, I will repeat, sometimes from time to time, okay, you may sometimes look normal, but actually there is a problem already. Okay, now, when your base pairings or the base are put in a wrong order, okay, something will happen. It will now code for a different protein because the sequencing of the amino acid changes. Now, once this happens, it will result in what you call mutation. Questions so far? Questions? Do you have your cameras with you? Kindly take a photo of the cause and effect. I'm giving you a couple of minutes. Hurry up, because if I will ask you to actually write, it will take forever. Questions so far? Do you have a question? Hold on for a while. 230. Questions? Questions? Okay, I will discuss cell division last time. Okay, I will finish first the terminologies before we go to the exact cell division. Okay, do you have a question? Now, look at the causes and effect of what happens when protein actually or your bases is not actually coded in order. Okay, mutations occur naturally. Yes, from time to time, it do happens. Now, there is, when this happens, well, it's sad to say there are consequences and there are risks. Okay, now, how does this happen? Okay, a lot of factor bring mutation. Okay, number one there is individuals are exposed to mutagenic agents. So when actually this happens, mutation happens, that individual could be exposed to a mutagenic agent. Okay? What are those agents? Well, when we come to the diseases, you will know one by one. Okay. What are the possible cause of that? One, such as ionizing radiation or UV, exposure to UV light, X-ray, radioactive substances, and certain chemicals. Okay, that's why when a pregnant woman is pregnant, okay, you do not go, or a doctor will not order, oh, get your X-ray done. No, because if you do that, you're going to expose the fetus inside in such radiation. Okay, and when that happens, complication may arises. Okay, then look, the greater the dose, the greater the risk. Okay, question so far. And look at the effect. Most mutations are harmful and in reproductive cells can cause death or abnormality. Okay? So on and so forth. Do you have a questions? Questions? Guys, you are all quiet. Okay? Then let's continue now. Okay? Again, if I repeat this, you're gonna tell me you already really sound like a broken record. Okay? But listen to this. Okay? I've said it. Where did you get when you say inheritance, we're not talking about the wealth. You're gonna get it from your parents. I know you have a lot. Okay, what I'm talking about the inheritance is the things that you actually inherited from them. Look at yourself in the mirror. Where did you get your eyes, your nose, your skin color, the color of your hair, your height? Okay, if you have characteristics like you are really good in sport, whom did you inherit that? I like reading. Whom did you inherit that? So on and so forth. Those are actually traits that actually you've taken it from your parents. And look, genes control specific characteristics. An example given here is the color of your eyes. Okay, yes, you inherited it either from your mom or your dad. Now again, do not tell your parents that why the color of my eyes is different from you and dad or from you and mom. Am I adopted? Okay, no, don't again jump to that conclusion, okay? Your parents will get mad at me. Take a look at your family tree. Maybe you got the color of your eyes from your grandparents, your great-great-great-grandparents, and that is a possibility. Okay? Am I clear? It doesn't mean you do not look like your dad or your mom. You're adopted. Okay? Do not go to that conclusion. I may be sued. Okay, your parents might message me and call me. Why did you say my son doesn't look like me or his dad? He's adopted. I did not say that, huh? Again, one example for that is the color of your eyes. Okay, we're going to take a look at it. Is it brown, black, blue, or so on and so forth? Now, how many different eye colors do we have? Actually, a lot. You have a brown, a blue, a black. I've seen green, gray, yellowish, but I've never seen actually red, unless there is a vampire really. Okay? There are actually a lot. And where did you get, or where those color of the eyes came from? From the genes. From the genes or the DNA, they inherited it from their parents. Okay, here are some examples given. You have the blue, the brown, the gray, and the hazel. Okay, these are all eye colors. Okay, and remember, you have a pair. So meaning one coming from your dad, meaning one coming from your mom. There's no problem if both are black, or your mom has black, your dad has black. Definitely, the color of your eyes is black. Unless, again, you inherited it from your grandparents. Okay? If both of your mom's color and dad is actually blue and blue, there is a higher percentage, the color of your eyes is blue. Did you get my point? Did you get my point? Now, the problem is if it's different. Okay, one is blue, one is green. Okay, the mom is blue, the dad is green. Okay, so on and so forth. But for now, My point is, there are actually a lot of color of the eyes and they are coding, or if your parents have different, it is both in your genes, coding in your genes, okay? And actually, you call this as allele. Okay, there are different forms of the same gene, all coding for different eye colors. And you call this as allele. Do not forget it. Okay, I will remove my slides. Okay, I will make this a little bit clearer. Okay, wait ha. Okay, here's what I'm talking about. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, about blood type.
Yes, wait. No, not that one. This one. Okay, focus yourself here in this image. Can you see this image? You know, here's my pointer. Can you see this one?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Okay, this is
Purple and
actually,
white.
yes, this is actually your chromosomes. Okay, how you have two, right? So sometimes they look like an X. Now, if you separate them, there you go. Okay, you remove homologous first because you would be confused. We will determine what homologous means later. Okay, now this is a pair of chromosomes, which happens a person has. Now, look, oh, there is one, let's not use the flower because a while ago we used eye color. So let's just change this. So let's just say instead of flower, it's a color of the eye. Allele for purple, color of the eye. So meaning this strand, okay, this chromosome actually contains an allele with a purple eye or purple color, or the color of the eye is purple. While this one, okay, let's change what, not white. Okay, let's just say black or brown. Okay, so this strand of this chromosome actually codes for what? A brown color of the eye. So this is only one person, one coding for purple, another one coding for brown, and you call that as allele. There you go. Can you see the strand? That's an allele. Okay, there could be another allele over here. For now, what? Color of the hair or color of the skin. Okay, another one over here could be the mom is tall, having now a genes that actually contains tall. Am I clear? Did you get my point? So the one that actually like that, the band that is actually like that is what you call allele. Am I clear? Do you have a question? Questions? Are you sure none? If none, I will put back. Why did I stop sharing? Okay, let's continue. Okay, again, what am I just trying to say again? The allele, or there are different forms of the same gene, all coding for different eye colors. Okay? And you call that as allele. Do you have a question? Questions? Questions? So let's just say, so there are alleles for blue eyes, brown eyes, hazel eyes, gray eyes, so on and so forth. Okay, so if your parents consist of two different eye colors, one blue, one green, there is a possibility you have that both. Am I clear? Then you're going to ask me, how will we know which, or how did we choose, okay, to get to each color? Can we have both? Okay, now to answer that question, here it is. Okay, now see, remember that we inherit specific genes from both our parents. So again, if one is blue and one is green, you will inherit probably both of that. Okay? And you have that as your allele. Now, so we will inherit one eye color. Okay, before we talk about this, yes, there is a possibility that you inherit both. So the left is blue, the right is green. Okay, I've seen a person like that. But this is most evident in cats. Okay, have you seen a cat having two different eye color? Okay, but in human being, it's also a possibility. I've seen someone like that. Okay, she's British. Okay, I met her in a seminar. Okay, and I was fascinated by the color of his eyes. Different. Okay, I'm mistaking it for a contacts first. I've asked, okay, do not be offended. Can I ask you because I really like your eyes? Is it contacts or is it real? Then she said it's real. So meaning you can inherit both. It's a possibility, but that's rare. Usually you have the same. If it's brown, both of your eyes are brown. If it's black, both of your eyes is black. Am I clear? Question so far. Then again, look, so we will inherit one eye color gene from our mother and another eye color gene from our father. Okay, remember that different forms of the same gene is called allele. So that's clear, huh? Now, let us now see, okay, how to actually get, or how will you know, okay, however did you get one and you did not get the other one? Okay, before that, let's actually define this. Okay, again, as I've said, for example, one is blue, one is brown, and you got brown color. Okay, since you got brown color, happens to be the eye of your dad, meaning the blood of your dad or that type of allele is dominant than the other. Okay, I'll make it clearer, huh? You have parents, okay? Let's use this one. One blue, one brown. For example, Kayton's mom, okay, is brown. Then the color of the dad, the color of the eye of his dad is blue. Okay, then he actually got the color blue coming from his dad. How was that possible? The color of the eyes of the dad was taken not by the mom. Because the color of the eye of your dad or the allele is actually dominant. Okay, what do I mean by dominant? Okay, when a pair of alleles or genes are present, so meaning both are present, and each coding for a particular characteristic, the dominant allele is the one that will be shown. So in this case, if Kayton's dad possesses blue eyes and the mom possesses brown eyes, but the one that actually Kayton inherited is the blue one, meaning the dad's allele coding for blue eyes is actually dominant. Am I clear? Did you get my point? Are you sure? Are you sure, guys?
Yes.
Okay. Now, if that one is the dominant, meaning the other one is recessive. Okay, so the allele for you coding for your mom's brown eye is recessive. Now, the recessive allele will only have an effect when the dominant is absent. Am I clear? For example, if you inherit the blue allele from your mother and the blue allele from your father, automatically there's no dominant. Okay, because they're both blue. Okay? Unless you took it from your grandparents who happens to be brown. And if you took that, meaning the allele for brown is dominant than blue. Did you get my point? Do you have a question? Question? Now, how will you write this? Yes? Yes?
Miss, so it's like dominant and recessive. The one is like randomness, or
Do you know it? Can you choose it? No. It's random.
so it's random.
Yes. Okay? Which one is dominant? We can predict. Okay? We can only predict, but that's prediction only. Later on, as the lesson progresses, I will teach you how to create a Punnett square on how you're gonna predict it. Okay? But then again, it's a prediction, ha? Okay, don't tell me, ha? When you have an offspring, my biology teacher once told me this and that and this. That's why I said prediction. Okay, later on, we will discuss about that. Okay, now, when you see this dominant and this recessive, dominant alleles are showing or shown using a capital letter. Okay, an uppercase letter. Later, when we do the Punnett square, remember this, ha? You write the dominant allele as a capital letter. So, in this example that we're given, okay, the blue eyes is actually dominant. So, you will now use, or whichever, is it blue or brown?
Brown.
In here, it's brown. That's why the brown eyes, which happens to be dominant, is blue. But look, oh, capital letter. And the recessive one, okay, for blue eyes is actually lowercase. So this is how you're gonna distinguish whether it's dominant or recessive. Okay? Do not forget, because when we create a Punnett square, okay, you will need this. So every time it arises as dominant is uppercase, and if it's recessive, it's lowercase. Questions so far? Questions? Do you have a questions? Okay, there you go. The explanation was given there. Okay, so sperms and egg cell, or sperm and egg cell. Your dad contains 23. Your mom contains 23. So when you were born, okay, you have now your 46, but coming 23 from the dad, coming 23 from the mom. Did you get my point? So if this is blue colored eyes, a possibility you have the allele for that. If this is brown, a possibility that you have the allele for that. Am I clear? Question so far. The color of your hair. The dad is black, the mom is brown. There is a possibility you have both alleles for that, but coding in different color. Did you get my point? Question so far? None? None? Oh, there you go. B for the dad, B for the mom. There you go. The zygote is being represented as B and B. This one dominates, this one is recessive. Questions? Where did you get that? From here. Okay, there you go. Questions? Later, we're going to use that during the Punnett square. Okay, but first, let's discuss homozygous. Okay, there is a homozygous and there is a hetero. What's the difference between the two? Okay, if both chromosomes in a pair contain the same allele, okay, like look, oh, BB or BB. So meaning they're the same. Okay, you call this individual as homozygous. Clear? If both chromosomes in a pair contains the same allele, same, it's homo. But if it's different, okay, the chromosome in a pair contain different alleles, you call this now as hetero. And you write it this way. So homo, hetero. Did you get it? You must know this, this, and this, okay, because when we make the Punnett square, you get my point? Questions? Again, homo, if the same allele is present, the same blue, it's both blue, brown, both brown, both black. Okay, and you're gonna write it here. Okay, questions? Questions? None? If different, okay, hetero. And you write it this way. Questions? None. Are you sure none? Okay. These are example of inheritance terminology. Okay. Tongue rolling. Okay. They can roll their eyes. Okay, so meaning, there you go. Then, if it's hetero, different. Homo, hetero. Okay. Homo, recessive. Okay, you now combine the two. It could be a homo recessive or a homo so on and so forth. Now, in this case, the eye color, okay, homozygous, then the same. Heterozygous, different. That's why it's written there. Okay, now, homo recessive, there you go. Both small. Okay. Then earlobes, again, homo, look at the letters, the same. Hetero, different. Homo, recessive. There you go. Questions? Questions? None. Okay? Do you want, I think this is, the meaning of this is in your book. So no need. Okay? It's in your book. Okay? Then after that, another terminology. Because when I teach you how to actually get a Punnett square, you need all of this terminology. So do not forget the combination, ha? When it's hetero, when it's homo, okay, so on and so forth. Another one that you need to know is what you call the phenotype and the genotype. Okay, what's the difference now between the two? The phenotype describes the outward appearance of an individual. Okay, so you will write this BB or the individuals are both brown eyes. Okay, but if it's genotype, it describes now the actual genes. Okay, for you not to be confused, when you write the phenotype, you write the entire word. Brown eyes, blue eyes, okay, pink flower, so on and so forth. But if you're gonna write the genotype, you're gonna write the letters representing this one. So, BB or BB meaning brown eyes. So, in phenotype, you write the brown eyes. Okay, but in genotype, you write the letters they are represented. Okay, this is the matter of the difference is whether it's a hetero or a homo. Did you get my point? Did you get my point? I will know if you got my point when I give you an example for the Punnett square. Questions? None. Are you sure none? None? Okay. If none, kindly take a look at your book. On page 237. 237. Okay. But first, I forgot. There's another one. This will be the last. Codominance. Okay, sorry ah. So, from Pino to Gino to Co. Okay, actually, it's easy to identify what a codominance means. The codominance is, this refers to a situation when both alleles are clearly visible, meaning there would be no dominant. Okay, and this is actually an example for your blood type. Okay, you have a blood type A and B, right? So meaning both A and B are present. Am I clear? So meaning they are co-dominants. Okay? There is no overpowering. There is no one dominating the other. Am I clear? Now, for your seat work, kindly take a look at your book on page 237. Kindly answer the questions 18.1 until, okay, until, wait 18.7. Where do you going to write that? On a piece of clean paper. then just take a photo and you know the drill. You're going to submit it through or via Teams. Clear? Do you have a question before I end this? Questions?
But Miss, can you repeat, Miss? Is it the 18.1 to 18.7?
Yes, question page 237, questions 18.1 until 18.7.
Okay, thank you.
Do you have a question? Okay, so kindly answer that in a piece of paper. Then submit it to me. Okay, taking a photo of it, submit it to me via Teams. So
Miss,
do
can I
you,
do it? Can I do it in Word or something?
okay, you may.
Can
Okay.
I type it?
So I will end this session for a while. Before you go, Kevin, I will end this session. So I will be seeing you again when I see you. Okay? Do you have a question, Nan?
No, Miss.
Okay, so again, Kevin?
I was asking if I can type it.
Oh, if you can type it. Okay,
Yeah.
no problem. If you want to type it, send it through via Word. No problem. Okay, so questions? Okay, if none, I will end this session. Okay?